It's, as you know, a first for us to welcome the UK Youth Parliament members into the chamber. It's a first for you to be debating inside Parliament. First one is going to be proposed by James Greenhalgh. James, you're there?
Thank you very much. My fellow MYPs, members of the Youth Parliament, we propose that the campaign to abolish university tuition fees should be adopted as one of the three main national UK Youth Parliament campaigns.
How can the government possibly expect to get over 50% of 18 to 30-year-olds into further education when they're going to be drowning in debt afterwards?
I just want to say that I think we need to remind ourselves that university education is not a right, it is a privilege. And when I do intend to go to university, and when I do go to university, at the same time, as much as I would love to go for free, at the same time I want a good university education with good lecturers, with good resources and good facilities. And I simply don't understand how we are going to be able to pay for that without raising taxes which are too high in this country to begin with. Scotland may have done it, but they've done it using English taxpayers' money through the Barnett formula. I'm sorry, my fellow MYPs, but it's true.
We have applied for information from the Freedom of Information Act, and that enabled us to find out how much it would cost to make university free for all young people. The figure was approximately £3.5 billion per year. Yes, £3.5 billion per year is a lot of money. But if you consider that the education budget is around £80 billion, and the whole budget that we spend in the UK every year is around £600 billion, I think it is a very, very small cost considering the benefits that we could get as a nation.
Almost all of the publicity that the media gives to young people is negative. Surprisingly, these aren't my words. These are the words of the former political editor of the Mirror Group, David Seymour.
From the Cornishman in West Cornwall, it says, brainwashed teenage yobs should not have a view on society because they're not taxpayers. I know we're not taxpayers, but we are the consumers of tomorrow, as Rebecca's just said. We need to have a view on society.
The media is using us like a slingshot. We are not slingshots, we are young people of the future.
The media is an industry. We cannot tell them what to do, we cannot tell them how to write their papers. All we can do is make good stories, make sure whatever we can do to get them publicised.
Denying 16 and 17-year-olds to express their political views through the ballot box gives the impression of young people to the rest of the community and society that young people's views are not valid.
At the moment, 16-year-olds can join the army. They can be subjected to horrific images of violence, they can perpetrate violence, and they can do all these things, but they are not capable of picking up a pen and voting for who they want.
What difference does a further 2 years make? It's nothing. If you don't like who you're fighting in the war, don't join the army. If you don't like what the government are doing with your family, don't start one. Life doesn't necessarily start at 16. 2 years does not make a difference.
We need to empower the young people to prove that they can vote, and then maybe once we've proved that we can vote for ourselves, we'll be given the opportunity to do so.
Transport is an issue that affects everyone. Everyone needs to get places. It especially affects those who, like me, live in rural places. Poor transport services and expensive fares makes getting to places difficult. And this should be addressed by the UK Youth Parliament as one of the three campaign proposals, as it has been for the last 2 to 3 years, but we still have a long way to go.
The introduction of the concessions card for pensioners and registered disabled from the 1st of April. If the government can recognise that they struggle to pay transport costs, then why can't they recognise that young people also struggle to pay transport costs?
£2.60 really isn't going to hurt your balance much. And that's why, to be honest, I really don't think that we should vote for this campaign as one of our top priorities, as there are 5 other campaigns on here that are maybe of more importance, and there may be of more equivalence to this one.
The introduction of the Oyster card, I know, has benefited the thousands of young people both in my constituency and constituencies throughout London.
Well, this campaign is about equality, fairness and transparency for young people of the UK. We aim to tackle the many inconsistencies and hypocrisies that are seen throughout society in regard to the age at which we are considered to be adults.
Today, I don't know about you, but I feel that we're being forced to grow up too quickly. And I think we should just focus on being the age we are today and not tomorrow, as life really is too short.
17. I don't understand why the government says that you can't buy a drink in a pub until you're 18, but you can be with a parent or guardian in a pub at 16 or even younger. That doesn't make sense in my world. I'm not.
But I have a belief that as a people we can save lives and create a better future. Let us come together and devise a mechanism where we have recycling ambassadors in every school, every home, every college, every university. Let us put the environment at the heart of the home and the home at the heart of the environment. Our responsibility is to positively impact the present and the future of this country. And it all begins now with you voting for this campaign. This is an issue a lot of people are running away from, but real champions are running to. The big question I'll ask you now is, are you in?
To use more environmentally friendly energy resources, I think we have to devote more time to finding viable solutions to climate change. If we do nothing, we are destroying our future.
I'm not sure that I see this as a UKYP campaign. We've already got eco-schools operating on a national basis. Perhaps they could work better and perhaps we could support them to do better, but I'm not sure that we need to come in and create something new.
There is a great catastrophe waiting for us around the corner. It is us who are going to suffer more than most of the adults who usually sit in these seats.
I think it's absolutely brilliant that we ended with the youngest person in the room, but now you want to get on with the decision making.
My first note of thanks goes to the House of Lords and the Lord Speaker for inviting us in on this prestigious.
So I'm going to read out, with the votes, the three that you have chosen to be your campaign issues for this year. At number 3, with 252 votes, the abolition of university tuition fees. At number 2, with 425 votes, these are weighted votes, that's why you did your 3-2-1, National Public Transport Concession Card for young people. But I've got to tell you, for number 1, you're all in. Your future, your world, your life. And that was 490 votes. So you've put your votes there. You're now going to have to put your energy there. And I'm sure from today that you will. Listen, have a safe journey home. Thank you so, so much for how you've behaved today and for making this an absolutely brilliant event. Take care. Thank you.